Hi, this is Dimple Gudlani, Jaipur-based bridal makeup artist, in conversation with Bhavika Saluja. She's also a makeup artist from Jaipur. Also, she has a studio in Malvinagar by the name Amber by Bhavika Saluja. So, thank you, Bhavika, for doing this with me.
Oh, I'm really glad.
So, why did you choose a career like makeup?
So it was honestly not planned. I went for like fashion designing, but I was always into, fashion, beauty and all of that. My mom used to do a lot of, when I was small, my mom used to do like makeup for me in all those annual functions and events, and I used to hate it. I never liked it at all. But obviously I was always into beauty, fashion. I went to do my fashion designing course in Bangalore. Over there I flipped, like my mind flipped from fashion. I wanted to go into makeup because in that college there was fashion and makeup both. So instead of attending my classes, I used to enjoy people from there. And obviously my mom has also inspired me by doing my makeup all the time. So yes, this is why I chose makeup.
You did your first professional course from Bangalore?
I started from Bombay. Then after Bombay I went to Dubai for an advanced course, and then after that I learned under Meera Sakrani.
Okay.
Yes.
So you did her small master classes?
Yeah, like the proper course.
Okay.
Yeah.
How has the experience been in the industry?
Very, very good. Like now, two things have become so easy. But initially, when we started like 6-7 years back, it was not easy. It was very difficult and very different, especially being in Jaipur, because Jaipur is still on the verge of like. Yeah.
Exactly. But then Jaipur being a destination.
Yes, now it is benefiting a lot, yes, because it's the hottest place, Rajasthan, Jaipur, people love getting married over here, and they have huge, beautiful like weddings in Jaipur.
Exactly. Over the time, आपकी skills कैसे grow हुई? I mean, by taking master classes, you also like watching YouTube long videos?
So honestly, I've never watched YouTube videos, being very honest. It's always about, how much you practice on different faces, and especially when you practice on, you can say like different and difficult faces. And also master classes, yes, because in the master classes, what I get to do is when I'm doing master classes, I get to create looks on my own, We do different looks, I'm doing the styling, and then so much comes in board. The vision is very different. So yes, that gives a lot of practice.
As a makeup artist, एक makeup artist कैसे कमा सकता है? मतलब doing brides, doing classes, and doing shoots for e-commerce businesses.
Yeah, so everything I would say, अगर हम सबको combine करें तो suppose there is off season होता है usually, like right now there is off season, so a lot of makeup artists we can earn like from e-commerce, जो भी shoots होते हैं जयपुर में. Also nowadays there are so many designer shoots also happening in Jaipur. From that also, then you can give online master classes also, and if not online master classes, there is one-on-one session also, one-on-one sessions for the brides to be, जिनको खुद के लिए makeup सीखना है, like they want to learn that little bit of makeup. So for that also, and definitely wedding season mein to weddings hai hi, but off season is more of like a where you should know where you can do
Make money.
Yeah, make money, exactly. So yeah, these are the things that they can do, which is very good.
And how can one market themselves? Should they run Google ads, Facebook ads? How can they do it?
So I'll tell you honestly, from my experience, now Google ads and everything has become very popular, but also mouth to mouth is very important. A thing exactly. In this, we think aisa nahi hota hai, everything is social media, but no. Once what happens when you do a wedding in the family, and then they actually real में see your makeup, and then they कोई उनकी relative होगी, उनको makeup करवाना होगा, so that also makes a huge difference. Definitely marketing में your Google ads do, like Instagram ads, they are very important, boost posts and everything. Plus being there, creating content, even in the off season, if you're posting some good makeups, even if you're just calling a friend and doing makeup on her, because you need to you need to show your work. That is very important.
Social media का pressure कैसे handle होता है by this? I mean, there are some times जब अपने पास we don't have a lot of faces to post, and
अब तो I'll tell you honestly, 2 साल से तो सोशल मीडिया का प्रेशर बहुत ज़्यादा हो चुका है. पहले तो नहीं था, like there was nothing, hardly there was things that people are doing shoots and people are posting and all of that, but now I think every other person is doing the same thing. So there's then definitely there's a lot of pressure, but then I think rather than like copying someone or something, you create your own, have your own vision.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's how you will always stand out.
How has social media affected positively and negatively?
Positively, definitely, because it's become so easy. Bookings होना, brides को बात करना बहुत easily सब हो जाता है. You are posting everyday new stuff. It's very easy. But negatively, yes, because a lot of people are doing editing, doing posting anything, and then what, brides are very concerned. People are doing so much editing that brides nowadays, they want to take trials. There was a time when I think 2 years back, honestly, I didn't have brides who were, very much, I want to take a trial. But now things have become different, because now brides also realize and they know what people are doing. So that is one thing I think which has affected a lot.
How much you charge your first bride, or abhi kitna charge karte ho?
So I did my first bride. I charged 8,000 including everything, and today in Jaipur I'm charging 70,000 for a bride. Yes, that again everything includes makeup, hair draping, and everything.
Exactly.
Yes.
And what's your take on do we need to charge a bride as per her event, or we need to charge a bride as per her look?
As per one look, in the sense, ऐसा नहीं है कि ब्राइड बोल रही है कि मेरे इवेंट में तो 50 जने ही हैं. So nothing like that. If your wedding makeup, it's her wedding makeup, and your charges are say 50,000, 25,000, you have to charge that much only.
Exactly.
And yes, obviously you have to differentiate between haldi, mehendi, because the makeup, little bit there are differences. So yes.
But still we need, we put same amount of time and efforts and everything. How does it justify?
So justification ऐसे होता है, because in mehendi and haldi usually people take little lighter looks.
Exactly.
Obviously I think the timings we are giving very close to the wedding makeup also. It's very close. But yes, definitely people want more subtle looks, and then so that's how.
So what hardships did you face in the journey?
Yeah, so it was initially very difficult, because 6-7 years back Jaipur भी इतना destination hub नहीं था. Destination weddings तो अब होने लगी हैं पिछले 3-4 साल में. उससे पहले इतना कुछ destination weddings नहीं होती थी. So the hype is now, like everything is now. And at that time, I'm not even kidding, I worked like without money for at least a year. I did so many shoots, like this e-commerce that you were talking about, e-commerce, and then jitne bhi Jaipur mein designer shoots hote hain, ya fir I used to just call some models and call my friends and do looks and create different looks. I worked very, very hard. Kuch bhi makeup hota tha, I used to just take it up. Honestly, my thing was, I never used to say no. What my strategy is, never work for money. Exactly. Work hard. Money will come, Don't run behind money. Work very, very hard. Money will eventually come.
Initially, जब आप start करते हैं as a bridal makeup artist, you don't have much brides in a year, and उसके बाद कुछ साल के बाद you can say you are a bridal makeup artist. So when did it come for you?
I think by 2019, 2020, 2019. I started also like in 2017 in the month of September, and then by 2019 you can say.
So after 2 years or so.
Yeah, yes.
And जब COVID hit हुआ, then how did you deal with it?
Oh, it was very difficult. Honestly, we did weddings. जो घर पे weddings हुई थी, small weddings, वो मैंने करी थी. But yes, the time was very difficult for everyone. Yes.
And how do you deal with last minute cancellations, negotiations? Obviously COVID के टाइम पे भी ये हुआ होगा.
हाँ, बहुत सारे. उस टाइम obviously कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था, तो उस टाइम तो सबको रिफंड करना था, क्योंकि सब लोगों की बुकिंग्स थी. कुछ लोगों का तो पोस्टपोन भी हो गया था, तो that was quite smooth.
And how do you do it now? Do you refund them, or?
No, we don't refund, because if the cancellation is done by the bride's side, then we do not refund. Obviously, if there is any postpone because of कुछ ना कुछ अगर family में कोई issue होता है, then we just postpone. That's not an issue. Like we don't charge anything extra for that.
Okay. ऐसा कोई experience हुआ है जहाँ पे you have worked without taking an advance and the payment might be due till date?
Yeah, I haven't got anything. There was one of my bride, it had a incident. It happened in Delhi. So there were 4 makeups for her, and because it was some of my known event persons, so I did not even have a lot of advance. It was just like 20,000 for 4 events. Because of the trust, because of the trust, I did 3 makeups, and after the 4th makeup, I did not get anything till today.
And what do you suggest? कितना advance लेना चाहिए?
50% for sure. 50%.
And some people say कि take 50% as advance and 25% on the first day and 25 on the second day.
Or either way you can do 50% advance, 40 to 50% advance, and then before your third usually 4 makeups होते हैं, so you before your third makeup you can take whole money.
And if the bride says कि I'll pay after the work is done, fully delivered, then?
No, you can, initially when she's booking you can mention this already, that 50% is what I want now, and and the rest amount is what I want before my third makeup, before starting. If you mention it earlier, it will be more easier. Exactly. And if then they have a problem, just clear it out, because fourth event में very easily they're also भागना होता है, शादी होती है, सब इधर उधर होते हैं, everybody becomes busy, and then you're just waiting for the payment and बस आप वेट ही करते जा रहे हो. So it makes no sense. आप उनको ये चीज़ पहले ही क्लियर कर दो.
I feel also कि people don't take this makeup industry seriously. How to sound more professional with brides and clients.
Exactly, yeah. So now तो see, I will say कि अब तो काफ़ी हो गया है पहले से, because अब हम 3 साल पहले भी देखे और अब भी देखे, तो people respect and do very yeah. But to make it more professional, I would suggest always when you're taking your booking, do a mail, have a nice contract, bridal mail, do it, have a separate email for this, and do it for all your brides. Or otherwise, whenever you are messaging them, it should be very professional. Time slot, your venue, your payment, it should look very professional, so that they also know that you're talking to them very professionally, so they don't take you casually.
Exactly. And what all things do you mention in a contract?
In the contract, we definitely mention the number of events, then you can venue, timings, and what all is included, and what is the payment details, and yes, that's about it.
I mean, when you are doing multiple brides in a day, you have 3 time slots, most probably a morning and a noon and then an evening. But then शादी है, delay हो जाता है, and somehow the noon brides shift to an evening bride. And how do you manage both?
Which is तो अभी तो मैं बहुत कम मल्टीपल ब्राइड्स लेती हूँ वेन्यू पे, क्योंकि वेन्यू जयपुर में आपको पता है हर जगह इट्स वेरी फार. बट जब भी मेरी मल्टीपल ब्राइड्स होती हैं, इन प्रायर ओनली आई कीप माई फुल एक्स्ट्रा टीम. मेरी उस टाइम 2 हेयर स्टाइलिस्ट होते हैं, 2 ड्रेपिस्ट होते हैं, ताकि वो दोनों अलग, जैसे सपोज आई एम एट एक्स वेन्यू, दे आर एट वाई वेन्यू, एंड देन आई कैन अकॉर्डिंगली मैनेज कि अगर उनका चलो टाइम पहले वो जल्दी फ्री हो गए तो चलो मैं उधर चली जाती हूँ, एंड देन अगर मेरे ये वाली ब्राइड जल्दी फ्री हो, सो माई टीम इज़ देयर, द हेयर एंड ड्रेपिंग एवरीथिंग एल्स इज हैपनिंग इवन इफ आई एम नॉट देयर, which becomes easier. And
and also, how do you tell people there's a particular set of people जिनको पता है कि they need to pay conveyance and food and stay everything, but there are some people still I mean negotiating with things like these.
Yes.
So how do you deal with them?
लाइक फूड एंड ऑल का, जैसे अब जयपुर में तो होता नहीं है, मोस्टली आउट स्टेशन में ही होता है, सो यूजुअली दे हैव लिटिल प्रॉब्लम्स, तो आई क्लियरली से नो, एंड देन इफ दे वांट टू बुक इट्स अप टू देम, एंड इफ दे डोंट वांट टू, लाइक इट्स लाइक वॉट एवर इज नीडेड वी आस्क देम, एंड इफ दे से नो देन वी ऑल्सो से नो.
ऑल्सो जब ब्राइड्स एक पर्टिकुलर लुक लेके आती हैं कि मुझे ऐसा लुक चाहिए, बट देन that is not going to work for them.
Exactly.
And as per the skin, the look changes. As per the hair, the look changes. So how do you deal with it?
Yeah, ऐसा बहुत बार होता है, because they don't, a lot of people, they don't know that this will not go. So I firstly try to explain them that this is not, if they are showing smoky eyes, उनको smoky eyes पसंद है पर उनकी eyes बहुत छोटी हैं, so I try to explain them that this will make your eyes look more smaller, or XYZ, whatever the reason is, or this hair will not go with the look that we are planning. If they understand and they're convinced, yes. If they do not, then you have to do that look, and then in the end, if there's some issues, you can just clearly say that
you told it.
Yeah. We did tell.
और अभी due to so much awareness, so much education on Instagram, the brides have good knowledge of makeup.
Yes, that's
so
right.
Is that a problem or is that a positive thing?
I think again, pros and cons both, because some brides, like who have knowledge, they're very happy, they know that they will, and people who, new brides, they'll be like, oh, it's too much makeup and this, because what you see on Instagram, it's very different what makeup is in real, so some people really need to also understand that a little bit, because then it becomes difficult for makeup artists.
Exactly. So you told me कि 6 साल पहले आपने जर्नी स्टार्ट करी थी, तो कैसे मेकअप बदल गया 6 साल में?
I think makeup जो मैंने सीखा था, like what I'm doing now also, it's quite like similar.
Yeah.
But then yes, like the trends are every 6 months something or the new other things are coming up. Like not a lot of difference, I would say.
So you like to go with trends, or you just go with your conventional
Go
way?
with the conventional way, yes, because trends are temporary.
Yeah. But then
Your style is permanent.
so do you recommend people people should have their signature look? I mean, makeup artists should have a signature look.
Yeah, so a lot of times, lot of makeup artists, what they do is, they're just running and then it copying, कभी यहाँ से ये वाला look कर लिया, कभी यहाँ से ये वाला look copy कर लिया. That's not how you should do. Instead, how I like to create a look, just be very calm, because you're an artist, okay?
Yeah.
Be very calm in your mind, have some good music and just create, what you're liking, just create. And that what comes from the heart is the real you, is the signature your look.
Yeah, exactly. And what's the right time an artist should have a studio, or do you recommend they should continue with freelancing if they don't find
Yeah,
having a studio?
freelancing is also very good. I'm also doing freelancing. I hardly do brides at the studio. This is more like a salon thing that we have opened, not like a studio. Studio में ये, because Jaipur में problem ये है कि mostly weddings are hookahs, destinations. So what clients like, they like at the venue only. Yeah. And then honestly, studio you can open once you're like, depends on your age also. Now once you're married, you have kids, you want to settle down, you can then also have a studio. Yeah.
मतलब by default एक thought आ जाता है studio है तो people might have salon services, but is that important?
No, it's not at all. You can have an individual studio also. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. I had my first, how I started my studio from, I always had a dream and a vision of having like a studio, a salon. I started from in my house only. I've done a lot of brides in the house also. Like there was one room dedicated which I made like a proper studio.
Great. और initially when you started तो आपने pre-wedding shoots भी किए थे?
Yes. Did a lot of pre-wedding shoots. So 4 बजे उठना and everything. Being a makeup artist is also not easy.
Yeah. So how, I mean, somewhere I don't feel like doing pre-weds क्योंकि उसमें इतना ज़्यादा makeup included होता नहीं है, and then you stay with them for the touch-ups and everything. So आपको कैसा अच्छा लगता था? You do a look and they do the touch-up by themselves, or you went with them?
Initially मैं अब तो नहीं करती, मैंने starting में ही बहुत किया था, and I also did because I wanted to work. I didn't want to sit idle, better than sitting idle. I really wanted to work. But yes, I mostly मैं यही करती थी कि एक look हो गया, फिर आप touch-up carry कर लो, या फिर मैं अपने team में से किसी को छोड़ दिया, क्योंकि उनको main hair का ज़्यादा होता है.
I mean, this is a good industry, but then it's not easy initially, right? So what do you suggest people कि they should do a job by the side and do this thing, I mean do the freelancing thing by the side? मतलब बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो job छोड़ देते हैं and then they start completely with this, and the results are not good initially. So what do you suggest?
See, what I think is कि everything takes time. Nothing comes over a night. Everything takes time. So if you're very dedicated towards your work, so work will come. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं आएगा. You have to show your dedication. You have to be out there every day. Every day in the sense, be out there on Instagram. Create looks, talk to your Instagram family, do something different every day. So I think if you're very much focused, it will come. Because again, doing both two things are also not very easy, like doing a job and then
this thing.
Yes.
And what do you suggest budding MUAs to learn? I mean, how should they start? Should they do a professional course? And if there's someone, a self-taught makeup artist, what do you suggest there?
So I would definitely recommend a professional course. Yes, that's right. Because self-taught makeup artists, there are a few, they are doing good, but sometimes it becomes difficult when they are doing on clients. It becomes difficult because also क्योंकि skin का knowledge होना भी बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. कभी किसी के कुछ एलर्जी हो जाए, कुछ हो जाए, so it's more important to have more knowledge. And once they have done the course, after that, then definitely again the marketing, it's all about the marketing.
Average एक makeup artist को कितनी brides करनी चाहिए to stay in the industry, so that they can say they're a bridal makeup artist and they're earning good?
So I say the wedding season, the main heavy wedding season is usually from November to Feb or March. So in these like 4-5 months, there should at least be 40 to 50 brides which a makeup artist should be doing. This is like the minimum that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, so if you say November to March, there's work every day. You can say 25 days in a month.
Yeah.
You 25 brides in a month, 20 or more than that. Because if you're doing multiple brides, then definitely 30, 35 brides.
Yeah. So your worst and best experience with clients.
Yeah. So worst experience मेरा जो मैंने अभी आपको payment वाला problems बताया, right? So यही मेरा सबसे worst experience था, because the client was not like, I reached there at her venue at say 7 or 8 a.m. because usually that's what the time she gave me. Until 12 to 1 p.m. I was just waiting outside because it was a resort, and then I did not even get my room. And leave about the room thing, actually her behavior, her nature was also, so this was like my worst experience. And good experiences, touch wood, it's like every alternate days hota hai sab. My brides become very good friends of mine, and like I enjoy that a lot. Yes.
A basic suggestion जो makeup artist के लिए you have.
मैं तो ये बोलूँगी that keep going, and believe in yourself honestly, like what you want, जो भी आप vision कर रहे हो, write it down, because I believe a lot in manifestation. I'm not even kidding. I have my diary where I think in 2019 or 2020 around I had written about the studio. Not even kidding, like I have everything written, what I am doing today. So I think manifestation is something that I really believe in, and keep going, never doubt yourself.
Great. Thank you again for doing this
Yeah,
with me.
thank you so much, I'm really glad.